Welcome to Distributed System course. Today we are going to discuss the need of clock synchronization in distributed system. First of all, what is the need of clock synchronization in distributed system? As we all know, the distributed system is a collection of computers that are communicate with other nodes in the system by using communication network. In the distributed system, the hardware and software components communicate and coordinate their action by using message passing. Each node in this distributed system can share their response with the other nodes. Okay. So there is a need of proper allocation of resource to preserve the state of the resource and help coordinate between the several processes. To resolve such conflict, synchronization is used. Okay, then each node in the distributed system can share their resource with the other nodes in the system. So there is a need of proper allocation of resource to preserve the state of the resources and to help the coordination between the several processes. For that, we use the synchronization. In the case of single CPU system, the critical session or critical region, mutual exclusion, and other synchronization problems are solved using methods such as semaphores and monitors. But in the case of distributed system, these methods are not well suited to use because these methods are work only based on the existence of shared memory. In the case of distributed system, there is no shared memory, so we can't use the semaphore or monitors in the distributed system. That is the reason we can use the general synchronization techniques in distributed system. So the synchronization in distributed system is more complicated than in centralized one. In the case of a time-driven system, the system activities are started at the precise time in different points of time. So there is a need of synchronization. In some systems, the event or messages are associated with a timestamp showing the actual time when they have been produced. So we need also a synchronization it. In the third case, calculating the duration of activities. If an activity starts on one process and finishes on another process, we want to calculate the duration between these two events. So if we are sending one message from one system to another system, we need the calculation, the duration needed for the message delivery. So these two systems should be synchronized. There is another need of synchronization in distributed system. The synchronization in distributed system is achieved by clocks. It is sometimes called timer. The clock synchronization can be achieved by physical clock or logical clock or vector clock also. That means we have to achieve the synchronization by clock. So we are going to synchronize the clock by using three methods, that is the physical clock or logical clock or vector clock. You will see in the upcoming sections these in details. First of all, we are going to see the physical clock in details. That is, each and every computer contain a timer that is made up of a quartz crystal. That is, when the quartz crystal is kept under tension, it oscillates at a well-defined frequency. Okay. Then these oscillations are collected by a circuit called CMOS clock circuit. That is, we have a crystal in every timer on every system. When we kept it under tension, it oscillated at a well-defined frequency. That oscillation is captured by a circuit called CMOS clock circuit. There are two registers associated with the clock crystal. The first one is counter register and the second one is actually holding register. In the screen it is showing a vector register. It is wrong. It is holding register. That is the use of the counter register is as a counter. It is work as a counter. That is when we decrement counter, that is ascending counter. That is when we give a particular value to the counter, it will count downwards. That is if we give 60, it will next count say 59, then 58, then 57 up to 0. So when the value reaches the to 0, it will take us a the system will generate an interrupt that is called clock tick. Okay, in our system we are generally take 60 seconds as a 1 minute. So to count 1 minute, we store 60 as the value in the holding register and copied it to the counter. For each and every oscillation, the value of the counter register is decremented by 1. So when the value of the counter register reaches 0, a interrupt is generated. That is called clock tick. After reaching 0, again the holding register will load the 60 value to the counter register. Again it will start decrementing the value 60 to 0. In this way, the general physical clock is worked in our system. Okay. There are two problems associated with this physical clock. That is, first one is clock drift and second one is clock skew. The clock drift is the computer clock different from the real time. That is called clock drift. The difference between the actual real time and the clock time, that is called clock drift. This is due to the crystals. The crystals, if the crystals are not perfectly tuned, then it may be leads to clock drift. That is on case. That means the temperature and other external factors can also influence the quartz crystal. That is another reason for the clock drift. The clock drift means the difference in the clock and the real time. Clock from the real time. That is the case of clock drift. It is due to the unperfect tuning of crystal, or maybe due to the temperature or external factors also influence the frequency of the crystal. The second problem is clock skew. The computer clock on different processors of distributed system show different time. That is called clock skew. That means each and every system in the distributed system have a crystal that are never identical in nature. That is maybe different. Each and every system has a different clock, different crystal, so it shows a different clock. That is called clock skew. Then we can achieve physical clock synchronization in two ways. That is, first one is external clock synchronization, then second one is internal clock synchronization. In the case of external clock synchronization, an external reference clock is present. That means there is an external reference clock. When it is used as a reference, it is used as a reference by other nodes. Whenever a particular node want to set or adjust their time, it will send a request to the reference and adjust the time. In internal clock synchronization, each node share its time with other nodes, and all the nodes adjust their time accordingly. That means there is no reference. Each and every node send its time to all other nodes. Then based on the value collected by each and every node, it will set the clock accordingly. In this fashion, it will create the clock synchronization. we will see the different physical clock synchronization algorithms in the next section. That may be algorithm or technique in the next section. Thank you.